It was a special year, all things considered, and a new experience for me, Draymond Loon. Tried to make the most of it, come back, bottle this up, everybody make the right strides, take advantage of the summer, and you don't want to see us next year.
Push for the playoffs to start. What's your mindset right now?
Obviously, the 2 seed will be great, but we're not chasing it. We're going to make sure we do everything we can to stay healthy coming down the stretch. Not going to make any bonehead decisions trying to chase the 2 seed. Whether we're 2 seed or 3 seed, we're going to win a championship, so don't really matter.
You're just calling that right now to finish off the post-game interview?
Yeah, I called it months ago.
I like it.
Everybody was going nuts. I was losing in the 10th frame. Had to get 3 strikes in a row in order to try to win it.
Wait, you never played for the Bucks?
What?
Wow. Don't worry, I can help with it.
Inside, leans in, knocked away and stolen by Holiday. Phoenix has to foul, and a pinnacle ball throws it down. And a foul. Giannis on the alley-oop. What a turnaround.
Gets into the pitcher, comes up with the strip. Turning the basketball over and then off to the races. Could have held it out, instead made the right read. Throws it up where only Giannis can catch it. Finishes it with the contact.
And bad decision to foul, because this would make it a 4-point.
Well done.
T-Raw, Young Cope, I'm 24, nigga Young Cope, I'm 24, that's Young Cope, I'm king in LA, Young Cope.
Jalen, don't do this. There's no turning back. Jalen Brunson with a steel chair.
Now, I was inspired to start this channel around 2020. 2020 was the year where there was a lot of nefarious aspects to things that were being disseminated to us in regards to COVID, in regards to the Kobe Bryant situation, in regards to the NBA, just everything at large when it comes to the current events. It was glaring in regards to the nefarious aspects of it. And when you look at the NBA playoffs, ever since 2020, every NBA playoffs, there's some nefarious or predictive programming, some sort of like deceptive aspect to what's going on. It's becoming more glaring. You even got JJ Redick admitting that, there's magnets. This is something I touched on years ago when I first started this channel. I remember 2020 when I was covering the NBA playoffs in a bubble. It was so much stuff that was going on when it comes to, what you see that's more than meets the eye. With magnets and Charles Barkley calling into the magnet when it comes to a certain shot. Like I remember when AD had shot a buzzer beater and he made it, and he was thinking about Kobe, because that was around the time where Kobe had died, and LeBron James and the LA Lakers were going against the Miami Heat, representing the whole Kobe Bryant demise when it comes to the esoteric event that took place. Even the predictive element with Tyga from 2011 when he made the Young Kobe video. I cover all these things, and the reason why I'm emphasizing this is because things are becoming more glaring when it comes to what we see in the NBA playoffs in regards to the predictive element, in regards to, the nefarious aspect. It doesn't seem as authentic as it used to be. It seems like, more and more as we near, these times of, I guess, revelation, these revelatory times, it's easy for us to tell that, it's nefarious aspects. It's not authentic. It's not clean cut. It is not to take away from these guys and their abilities and, what they're able to do, but you can tell that it's shenanigans. You can just tell when you look at certain shots, and we understand certain aspects of the magnet. We understand certain aspects of the predictive programming element. Just like Chris Paul when he went against the Milwaukee Bucks in the NBA playoffs. Like I touched on before, and I covered it in the video. Chris Paul in the State Farm commercial gets his home destroyed by the deer, which is a predictive element for him losing to the Milwaukee Bucks. 2020, the LA Lakers, they go against the Miami Heat, representing Kobe Bryant's demise, them winning for Kobe. And there's other elements to that I covered in that video. The Golden State Warriors, when they won in 2022 with the whole 11-11 aspect, same year that Steph Curry, he passed. I think it was Ray Allen he passed to be the all-time leading three-point shooting scorer and whatnot. And the numbers equaled out to 11. And it's kind of eerie because when you look at Jason Collins and Brandon Clark, their ages equal out to 11, just in regards to when they passed away, and they died apart from each other, a day apart from each other. Brandon Clark died on May 11th. Jason Collins died on May 12th. There's always a major death in the NBA before or during the playoffs. Last year, Bill Walton, and I think it was 2024 with Bill Walton. In 2025, you had, I think it was someone who was related to Tyrese Halliburton or somebody who played for the Pacers. 2023 was Willis Reed. 2022, you had many different elements of people that was associated with the NBA when it comes to certain deaths. I just can't put my hat on it right now. I just, probably got to go back to the video. But just making a point of there's always something nefarious that goes on during the NBA playoffs. So with this was in 2025. This was after the New York Knicks lost to the Indiana Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals in Game 6. They lost and they went to a club. And when they went to the club, at their table, they gave them this sign that says Finals 2026. They already knew that they would be in the finals. They already knew. That's why they swept the Cavs in the fashion that they did, and the Cavs blew that 22-point lead. That was all on purpose. Believe it or not. If you watch that game, you can tell that it wasn't authentic when it comes to that comeback. There's something going on behind the scenes where teams are, they pretty much are being told to throw games. That's what I believe. Or certain players are being told, hey, this is not your time. It's just a lot going on these days when it comes to what we see in the NBA. Even with KD, when KD, with the whole, with the first round between the Lakers and the Rockets, there was no story about KD and having no knee issue. Up until the playoffs, he injures his knee during practice, just to make it easier for the Lakers and LeBron James. But then again, I could be wrong because in the next round they got swept, but maybe the means was just for LeBron James to advance in the playoffs. I believe LeBron is going to go to the Cavs this summer. It seems like the writing is on the wall, just in regards to what I see every year and how things just line up. I even predicted Cat coming to the Knicks years ago. And look, he's on the Knicks. I predicted OKC winning the 2025 NBA title, and look, they won the 2025 NBA title. I be seeing and understanding these trajectories. But then again, you have to understand the nefarious aspect. Once again, I'm not taking away from the talents and whatnot, but you can tell that there's nefarious aspect to the NBA, to the playoffs, and who they want to push. It's a reason why Wemby is in the Western Conference Finals. Not taking away from his talents. He's a great, great player. But there's other elements to these chosen ones, per se. Wemby wears the number 1 for a reason. And if you guys understand MK Ultra, you guys understand, the Buddhist process. Buddhism has a lot to do with the MK Ultra, experiment, per se. Kobe Bryant, he was into Buddhism. Wemby embracing Buddhism is major, is a major component to his programming. This is why his trajectory is so high. This is why he's going to most likely win the MVP next year, win the championship next year, because I don't see them doing it this year, but I won't be surprised. but he's definitely a chosen one. And kudos to him. He's a great player, but you can tell that there's more to him just when it comes to the makeup and where he actually comes from. Because I believe he's a super soldier. But these are things that, when people hear it, conspiracy theory. No. You just have to understand the mechanisms of this society, because it's all about what you don't see. It's not about what you see, it's about what you don't see. That's what's important. But yeah, man, I just wanted to cover this just based off of this picture here. This is from 2025. We have to understand the predictive element of this society at large when it comes to the upper levels. The NBA is a part of the upper levels of society. Just like politics, just like celebrity, just like the entertainment industry, so on and so forth. It's all under the same bubble. So they push who they want to push. They wasn't going to let the Cavs go to the finals this year. They wasn't. It had to be New York. And I'm from New York. I'm not hating. I'm just saying, like, based off of what I understand about the NBA and the nefarious aspect, you can tell that it's more than meets the eye when it comes to what goes on in these NBA playoffs. And hats off to the Knicks. They are a better team. But it just seemed weird when it comes to what went on in that series. In other series too, like, it's just a lot of weird things that go on that let you know that it's more than meets the eye when it comes to what these players are about. Certain shots in the rim. You can tell that they are magnet shots. Like, these things, they persist based off of certain findings and certain whistleblowers. It's a real thing. Even going back to that commercial with Baron Davis and, David Blaine and whatnot. It's a real thing. They tell you these things in jest. It's called revelation of the method. You have to understand these things. This world that we live in is not a real world. It's a stage. But congrats to the New York Knicks. I hope they win the championship because, it'll just be dope just to see New York win the championship. I'm from New York, and, you want to see the Knicks win. But at the same time, you can tell that there's a lot of nefarious aspects to the NBA, especially in these times, in these days. It's more glaring in these days. Everything is more glaring because it's spiritual. So we have to consider the fact that we living in these last days, and we know that Satan have but a short time because he knows that, Satan shall come down with great wrath because he knows that he have but a short time. So we understand that not only is this, just when it comes to the efficacy of the Heavenly Father and all the things that's going on, it's not just carnal. It's not just some general thing. It's spiritual as well. There's a reason why we're becoming more known to the Luciferian aspect. It's almost becoming like, popular. It's almost becoming more to the surface.